Are we live, G's? Let's see if it's working. Test, 1, 2, 3. I think we're good. I think we're good. I think we're good. Hey, my G's, welcome back. Good to see you. What's popping? Have you guys seen gold today? Damn. Who took a gold long during the London session or the Asian session? Late Asia. Whew. Yeah, man. It's back. Gold is back, baby. Holy moly. What has been popping? What has been going on here? We're going to talk about this today here. Anyways, guys, good to see you all. Welcome back to the stream. If you guys like what we are doing here, another session today. I might keep it a little bit shorter than usual, just so you know, because yeah, it just depends on the market. It's the Wednesday. Okay. If we pull back into a level, which is the 55, I might look for a trade. Okay. But obviously we're really overextended right now. So we are also in a Wednesday and it's a New York session after a major run. So I might keep the stream a bit shorter than usual. However, we will do our full breakdown, full analysis, higher time frame. We're going to give you all the key levels, the most important levels. And I might set a limit order as well, roughly speaking, a bit lower. Okay. That is my plan. We're going to go over everything here so you guys are fully updated. Let me see what we have with us in the chat. What's popping, geez? By the way, the ebook is live. If you want to download the ebook right now, you can. All right, let me post a link in the chat. It's also in the description here. So for all the people that were not there in the last couple of days that couldn't download the book, you can download the book right now following this exact link. It will lead you through the website. You fill in your email and you get access to the book, okay? The LT Concept Trading Warm-Up, right around there. Yes, sir. You can get access to this right now. It's all updated and it should be working and everything is fixed. So there we go. All right, G's, let's get the party started. If you guys want to have some music to kick off the stream, press a yes in the chat, smash up the like button, and then we get the party started again. All right? We are going to be here from Monday to Friday, 5 days a week, to make sure that you're fully updated for the New York session, heading into the Asian session. If you trade Asia, you know exactly what to look for, what levels to look for, in case price pulls back or whatever the case may be here. But it's time for a party. That's the number one thing that we do here on the streams, is to giving you guys the good vibes, the vibes that you deserve. The vibes that you deserve as a trader to make sure that you get into the good rhythm, the good frequency, okay? We're heading into the weekend already, very close, 2 more days left. So let's get the party started, okay? Yes, sir. Welcome back.
I'm not done with you. I'm barely even started. I'm not done with you. I barely even started. I'm not done with you. I'm barely even started. And you won't even know what hit you when I'm done. I'm not done with you. I'm barely even started.
Hey.
I'm not done with you. I barely even started. I'm not done with you. I'm barely even started. And you won't even know what hit you when I'm done. I'm not done with you. I'm barely even started. I'm not done with you. I'm barely even started. I don't know why you look at me like that. I'm so self-absorbed, I know that for a fact. Now I realize I'm better off without you. I'll be better off in no time. I'm not done with you. I'm barely even started. And you won't even know what hit you when I'm done. I'm not done with you. I'm not done with you. I'm not done with you.
Yes, sir. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you are doing well. Hope you are having a great week so far. This is an incredible week for gold right now. Finally, we are seeing some bullish momentum again. We love to see when gold is pushing higher. We love to see bullish gold, right? Everyone loves to see bullish gold here. Great to see that vibe, okay? Let's get into the mood again. Hope you guys are feeling a bit better. Hope you had maybe you had a rough day, maybe you're not. Maybe you're chilling, okay? Anyways. Let's focus a little bit. Let's get to work. Let's do our breakdowns, our analysis. And then let's talk about Goldie, okay? Absolutely fantastic here. We're going to go over the higher time frame. We need to talk about what's happening here because we broke major resistance, guys. Yeah, we broke a major area of resistance right now on gold, okay? That has to be discussed. It's something that we need to talk about because it's very important that the fact that gold's actually breaking above that major zone here, that major resistance right now. Look at that, look at that, look at that. We're pushing higher, okay? So if we can close above that today, that is freaking bullish, my friends. Holy moly. And then look at all these sellers here from yesterday, okay? Look at all these sellers. This is a full daily candle here. Look at all these sellers that are all stuck between the 46.50 and the 45.70, okay? This is a huge zone. So in case price pulls back, what are we going to do, guys? Let me know in the chat, please. What are we going to do if price pulls back to any of these levels later on? Because at some point, we will have somewhat of a larger pullback. It has to happen at some point, okay? Just so you know. That is our area of freaking interest on the higher time frame, okay? So that is something that we have to pay attention to. It's the 46.50, but it's not for now. It's not for now. It's for later, okay? In case we mark or we see a larger pullback on gold here, okay? But man, that is some serious freaking bullish momentum right now. And at the same time, guys, look at the dollar, okay? Look at the dollar tanking pretty much the whole day, including yesterday, okay? Massive move here towards the downside right now. Very strong bearish tendencies here. And also, if you go and take this to the daily, sorry, not the daily, sorry. If you go take this to the Euro USD here, and we go to the weekly time frame, okay, on the Euro USD, let me show what I mean here. Okay, the Euro on the weekly time frame here, we are tapping into a major area of support right there as well. And look at how this weekly candle is bouncing aggressively from higher time frame demand here, okay? So if the Euro maintains its strength, guess what's going to happen? Most likely, we're going to see the dollar experiencing more and more downside pressure right now, okay? It's very important for us to look at the Euro. This is on the weekly. Right here, you can see that the Euro has been pushing. We are still, of course, not fully there yet. We have some major resistance right there on the Euro USD as well here. So this is something that we have to be aware of. But the fact that we actually pushed up so aggressively right here makes, of course, the dollar a lot weaker. Okay, look at the euro or look at the dollar if we invert the chart here. Okay, this is the dollar inverted. Okay, look at that. Let's put it back and now look at the euro. All right, there we go. You kind of get the point, right? So in case the euro starts to push higher and it's bullish, then we have to be very aware of the fact that the dollar might face more downside pressure right now. But my goal is to look at the euro, analyze the euro on the higher time frame to see what is going on here, okay? In case you want to know why this is so important for us right now, well, look at this, okay? Look at the daily time frame here and look at when we topped out on the euro here, okay? This is the euro futures, the euro USD, same thing, okay? We topped out on the 27th of January, right there, okay? We topped out there on the euro USD, and guess what? When did we top out on gold? Right here. A bit later, I think, but it was roughly speaking the 28th to 29th of January as well here, okay? So you can kind of get the point, right? You can see that this is the top on gold. This was also the top on the euro, right around there as well, okay? Roughly speaking. All right, I hope this makes sense here. Please don't spam in the chat. I highly appreciate this. Okay, otherwise we need to now time you out there. We need to start moderating the chat before. We didn't really have to, but a lot more spammers lately. Okay, so try to avoid this. That would be appreciated. Thank you. Anyways, gold right now is pushing higher. Clearly, the euro is very, very strong as well here at the moment. 0.5% today. Okay, oil has been dropping a little bit more. It's actually finding a bit of support right now at the moment, but it has been coming down around 2.5% today. You can also see that the NQ is bouncing as well a little bit. Look at the NQ. The NQ is also coming up here. It's trying to come up at least. We will find some major resistance right here, okay? From this exact level right there, okay? So we have our major zone sitting there as well here. So we will find some higher time frame resistance right now on both the euro and the NQ. So also for gold right now, right? We will also find some resistance soon again. But for now, the fact that we took out this zone here today, okay, is already a really good sign for gold. The fact that we are breaking structure to the upside, it shows me that gold is outperforming things like the euro right here. It's in terms of relative strength, it is much stronger, okay? But they're very, very good overall. You can definitely see this on the euro right now as well. So let's take this back to gold now. And let's actually see what is going on from an intraday perspective. I took a long on gold during the Asia session, late Asia session. I'm actually really considering now to stream the Asia session, by the way, just so you know. I took it on the Vantage on Forex right here, the CFD broker. We nailed the bottom actually at 4668 and we closed it at 4725 right there, and then we actually came up a bit higher. My plan was actually 4734.35, but I saw a bit of resistance there. I was like, man, that's I don't know how big. It's like at least 600 pips, right? Massive move. So I was like, okay, there is no way right here that we will continue to push higher. We still pushed higher. So look at that. Unbelievable push for gold here at that current moment here. So that was my trade during the, you could say early London session here. And the biggest trades are happening during Asia. I say this every day right now, but it's just the fact. It's just the truth. There's nothing I can say or do. It's just the reality. Okay? So I might indeed start streaming the Asia session very, very soon as well here. Okay? So if you guys are interested in that, let me know in the chat, please. Because I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to stream the Asian session. Because I can just find very clean trades throughout the Asia session right now. That's the reasoning. Okay? And I have been taking very clean trades over the last couple of days, if not weeks already. Okay? That is something to pay attention to right around there. We see a lot that during the Asian session, when the Asian session is very bullish on gold, and the London session is then also bullish, that the New York tends to be ranging or manipulating or whatever the case may be. Have you noticed this? This is something that we have to take in consideration. So I felt that the New York session is always a little bit tricky, especially after these large moves before the New York session already, okay? Because even if it's bullish, then the question is, are we then pulling back, or are we then manipulating the lows first and then going back higher, or are we going higher and then we flip suddenly bearish when the volume comes in during the New York Stock Exchange Open? So the New York session is always a little bit more on the tricky side at this current moment, okay? A lot of people have been complaining, by the way, about the New York session in general, and I can totally see why. But, you know, consistency always beats time, right? Consistency beats time. If we keep streaming the New York session as well consistently, we're going to enter a phase where we're going to experience some really, really, really good times as well here. So we just have to be disciplined. We just have to be consistent, you know, in order to go through that, okay? Anyways, higher time frame, Goldie looks very strong right now. I'm going to take this already to the hourly right here at this moment here. Let's look at the hourly time frame, okay? And look at this trend right now that we're seeing here on the hourly, right? Very, very strong bullish momentum right now for gold. We set in the bottom at the 4125 here. We had a trade, right? Speaking, I think we had a trade around this area here. Then we had a breakout, the retest, and another breakout, okay? And this is where we intraday started to focus on higher highs and higher lows. So we started to break highs, 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 and highs, okay? Higher highs and higher lows right now, even broke some major resistance right here around this area. And we're trading currently above that major resistance as well there, okay? So this is very, very interesting. It's very powerful to see gold spiking up so aggressively. And that all, of course, while the dollar has been coming down aggressively. After we tapped into, of course, don't forget that, guys, we tapped into that weekly supply zone there on gold. Oh, sorry, on the dollar. Look at that, right? Weekly supply zone, a rally-based drop. And we tapped into that and we flipped the candle bearish this is when gold started to push up, the euro started to push up, and all that stuff right there. Okay? So anyways, that is gold in the hourly time frame right now. You can definitely see that we are continuously creating higher highs and higher lows. We are now pulling back. Okay? This is the current moment where we are pulling back right now during the New York Open. The question is, what will happen around here? Okay? What will happen around there? All right, so we have to take this to the 15-minute. And what I did before, when I was trading on my spot account on the CFDs here, I was actually doing something like this, okay? I was actually looking at something like this here. I marked out the swing low right there, the swing low, there we go, to the swing high, okay? So I took the volume profile right here, the fixed volume profile. I'm gonna mark it out again for you so you understand what I did, okay? I took the fixed volume profile here, I took the low, the swing low here, and I took it all the way towards the swing high. And then you have a couple levels here. And one of those levels was the 4668 right here, which was the swing value area high. Okay? So you can actually see very, very closely here that if you mark out the swing value high, then what happened? Today, during the Asian session right there, we actually tapped into the swing value high right there, okay? And that was kind of the bottom. And this is the reason why I took that long trade on the, why I took this long trade exactly, because of the fact that we tapped into the swing value high, I saw a confirmation, and it was just enough reason to continue to trade it. And of course, we were undervalued right here against the dollar as well right there. You see that? So we had that beautiful reaction. We were undervalued against the dollar. We tapped into the swing value high, and we saw a confirmation in the order flow. We saw buyers stepping in. It was actually an incredible move right there on gold right here. You could actually see this very, very clearly how we respected this area right there, that red box, the moment we tapped into this. And this is where buyers stepped in here. And then we started to push up higher and higher and higher and higher here. So that was actually a very, very clean move right there around this area and how we actually reacted from it. So this was the 4668 on spot. Okay, now let's talk about futures right there. Let's take this back to the futures chart and actually go back to this as well, because this in essence is what we're trading on the streams, right? That was the 4697, okay? The 4697. Now, in case you want to know, how do you draw these levels so perfectly and why does it perfectly bounce back towards this level here? Yes, it is a support level, okay? It is a support zone right around there, but we utilize the volume profile to identify a support level, okay? So the way we actually mark it out is we draw the volume profile from the left to the right, we click on it, we take the bottom, we take the top, and we see exactly what the most important levels are within this overall swing, okay? So the swing low to the swing high here, and this is how we bounce perfectly, and this is how we got, of course, a push of around 1,000 pips, which is actually crazy if you think about it, okay? So anyways, this was the overall reaction today. You could also see that if you go to the LTA Concepts Trading War Map, which you can now download for free, okay? The link is in the description right here, my G's. The link is in the description. Hope you guys can read it right now, or you can actually download it. If not, the link is in the description. Let me know if it worked, by the way, okay? Let me know if it works. You can actually download it right now, right here. Okay, you fill in your email right there, and you get your book for free. Okay, you go through all the reasons. How do we actually mark out the volume profile? And this is the swing profile. Exactly what I'm showing you right now was explained fully on page number 52, 53 of your trading war map right there, okay? Look at that, right? Literally exactly what we're talking about. Isn't this the same? Isn't this exactly the same here, okay? The swing low right there, okay? To the swing high right there. And then what we do, we pull back into the swing value area high right here. The swing value high, and this is where we found the bottom. So look at today, right? Swing low, right here, okay? Swing high, value area high. Isn't this a copy? A straight up copy, geez. Unbelievable. But this is exactly what we learn here, okay? And this is a proven concept, okay? Whenever there is a strong expansion to the upside, a very strong move to the upside, you tend to pull back into these levels, okay? And this is what you can see actually right around there. The swing low, swing high, swing very high, and the reaction right there, okay? These are amazing, amazing entry points. This is why you can download this book for free. There are no No things behind it here. You can just download this book, get access to this, and then boom. You will be able to learn about everything here, okay? About the volume profile and everything in that matter, all right? So anyways, we are back to the moment right now. We have to take this a step further. The dollar is pulling back a little bit right now at the moment. It seems to me that the dollar is finding a little bit of support here at the moment, okay? So this is a very important moment right now for, the dollar, for gold as well. And it looks like gold is trying to pull back at this current moment right here. And we will be seeing a reaction soon into this range, okay? Now, could this be, I'm not saying, could this be the manipulation? What do you guys think? Just want to have your honest feedback right now, okay? The dollar is in support, okay? We are now reacting. The New York opened, and guess what the New York Open is doing? We are now pushing down, okay? We came up, roughly speaking, since 12 a.m. around 1,000 pips. All right, around 1,000 pips, right around there. Okay, now let's look at the order flow to get a bit of a better understanding of what is actually going on here. So you also see this from an order flow standpoint right now on gold as well here. Okay, I think I have to reset the chart if I'm correct. Yeah, I think I have to reset it. I think we're stuck. Yeah, I have to reset it, guys. Give me one moment. One moment. Let's see. One moment. There we go. Okay. All right. Yeah. So let me open up all the different charts right now. We have the daily, the weekly. Look at how the weekly candle, by the way, closed last week and how these sellers were trapped here and how we bounced and turned that into support here. That is the best area to buy, I guarantee you. If the weekly candle closes bearish, with a, we have a lot of tapped sellers sitting right there where the point of control is off that candle. The most volume was traded right there last week. And then you see a green candle closure. This becomes support, okay? And look at how we tapped into this, boom, and we reversed. That is the best buying opportunity for you. I can guarantee you that. The best of the best buying opportunity for that exact reason right there. That was the exact bottom on gold right there this trading week, okay? Very, very interesting. Now on the daily, like I said already beforehand, we are breaking above major resistance. Where is the next real resistance at? Look at that already. Do you guys see the next box? Let me know in the chat, please. Let me know if you guys see the next box. Sorry, the next box. The next box. Yes, the next box. Okay? Let me know if you guys can see it here. I'm trying to train you guys already. We have been talking about this over and over again. So we exactly know, hey, what is the macro, the higher time frame level, which will cause a lot of resistance here, okay? That we have to pay attention to. This was one. This is obviously now another one right here, okay? So that's in between on the futures chart right here. That's my next real zone. The 48.50 and the 49.11, right? The 48.50, which is roughly speaking around the 4810, 20 around on the spot chart, okay? On the actual spot chart, 4810, I think, on the gold CFD chart, okay? Like a 1 DAO, whatever the case may be. So that is a critical level here on the higher time frame that we have to pay attention to. We have a long way to go, but we already start to face a bit of resistance right now because the New York session seems to be manipulating a little bit here, okay? Now, the question is, are we gonna hold support right now? Are we gonna hold support in the 55, which is right here? We are now reaching an area of support right here. You can already see this, okay? Or is this just a straight up manipulation of this session, okay? To the downside, breaking the structure, squeezing the highs, coming back, okay? Tapping into this range, breaking below the range, okay? And then continuing down here. If that's the case, we will be breaking that 4-hour resistance here. That means that if you would break that, we might see a serious pullback coming, okay? Right? We might see a serious pullback coming here, okay? So the New York Open right now at 8 a.m. right there caused us to dump. Okay, now we're gonna find out in an hour when the New York Stock Exchange opens up as well. what will actually happen. But you can kind of see here very clearly that this is the manipulation right now at the moment. But we are already in support. I just want to make sure that you are aware of this. We are already in support. But the reason why I don't want to long this right now is just by looking at the dollar, okay? The dollar has already tapped into the zone beforehand. And you can already see that we're kind of forming now what we call a double bottom. Do you see that? It's kind of like a double bottom scenario right now on the dollar, okay? And that's a very, very tricky situation when the dollar is creating a double bottom to go long again. And especially after a large 1,000 pip move to the upside right now, okay? I do think it's very interesting, but at the same time, we can kind of see why and what is actually happening right here at the moment here. So I'm gonna look at the euro as well here. What is the euro doing? Because I learned a very valuable lesson, okay? And that is, if I want to understand what the dollar is going to do, I can also look at the order flow of the euro USD. Because I can't look at the order flow of the dollar, but I can look at the order flow of the euro. And if I do that, I can kind of understand and see if we most likely find some serious support very, very soon here. And what I'm looking forward to now already on the 4 hour is this area right there, okay? So a little bit lower for the euro. I think this is where the dollar will face some resistance, okay? If the euro comes into the zone and we find support and we start bouncing, this will be a perfect confirmation from the dollar still being in resistance, in a rejection mode, and then potentially actually coming down here. So let's take this to the hourly time frame as well here. Let's fine tune it. And we can actually see that all that selling there is where a lot of sellers got trapped. Okay, we can also see very, very clearly right around here that we will find that support at this current moment as well. So if the euro pushes into this and we find support, it might be interesting to look at gold here and see what gold does at that given moment here, okay? So we are now going to wait patiently for that to happen. At least that's what I'm going to do to see how price reacts here. If you go to the 1 hour on gold, okay, where are we? We are now also in a red box already, okay? Which makes total sense that we are in a red box right now. Look at all that selling here. Look at all that selling at this current moment. We are already at support right now. This is a major zone, the major range here. The 5 minute is reacting right now very, very clearly from the value area high, okay? This is at 4758, and on spot it is, let me just mark it out for you guys here. Boom. It is at 4730, okay? So the difference between gold spot and the futures is around 30 points. Okay, just so you guys know that. Right here. We're reacting from this right now at the moment. Right here. We can also see that we're reacting from this as well here. We are on the value on the lower time frame on the 5 minute. Right here, you can kind of see this right now. Okay. We are in a higher time frame zone at this current moment as well. What is going on here? Geez, let's figure it out on the 15 minute. Very interesting right here. There is definitely some selling pressure though. You can definitely see this already. Yes. Do you use the heat map of deep charts? No, I don't use the deep dump. I have my own, kind of my own CPR right here, okay, on the side. It's a bit similar, but it's a little bit different, I'd better say. But it works, it does its job, okay? So in the 15 minutes, you can clearly see, okay, on the hourly, I can clearly see one thing, okay? And on the hourly, it's very clear to me, right here. We are in an hourly support. We are in a 4 hour support right now on gold, okay? But on the 15 minute, we are still in resistance right here. Do you see how these sellers are still holding price down at this current moment right there, okay? So we are now within support and within resistance right here, okay? So this is gonna be the moment of truth to see if gold wants to make a pullback or if this is just gonna be the reaction here, okay? We just had some news coming out right now. It's on the retail sales right here. You can also see this already. And it shows us the non-farm employment change being bullish. Okay, 62K here. The retail sales came out at 0.6%. The core retail sales came out at 0.5%. So we're definitely seeing that there is definitely some bullish momentum here coming out. Finally, some positive news for the dollar again. And the dollar actually reacts, quote unquote, yeah, bullish to that. You could see that in that last 15-minute candle as well here. So yeah, we definitely see a bit of a bullish news coming out for the dollar here at this moment, okay? So right now, Goldie is in support. Yes, we are. Dollar is also at support after a large reaction. We are, okay? The euro right now, and this is a very important moment, for the euro, the euro, let's do on the 15-minute on the euro USD, we are also at support right there, okay? We are also trading a support, but we will face resistance. So what I think could be a good confirmation, if we can close above the 78, let's close a 50-minute candle above the 78, see if buyers are willing to step in, trap sellers here, and if you can pull back, then go for a buy limit again. Like, I don't see a reason to short it yet now, okay? At this current moment here, okay? I don't see a reason to short it at this current moment. You can also see how we utilize the volume profile here, right? Do you really need to order flow to make a trading decision? You don't really have to, guys. I keep telling it over and over again. People think that, oh, I need order flow because with order flow I become profitable. No, you need a system. You need to follow up with your key levels. You have something that's called the volume profile. You have the macro, the higher time frame. You can create a daily bias. You can look at the correlation of the dollar and gold, see how it reacts at a critical level, and then you can make a decision right here, okay? Well, this is a reason for you to download the book, right? The consolidation expansion retrace continuation. Consolidation for us, the push up, the pullback, and then a continuation. That is the question, okay? Are we be able to just continue up at this current moment right now with the hourlies getting somewhat supported here? Or is this gonna be the manipulation right now, okay? On the 5-minute, we're undervalued against the dollar. We are seeing that resistance on the 15-minute here, okay? This is the candle that we're looking for, okay? This is that resistance we're talking about right here, and these orders are sitting actually in between this area and slightly below that candle wick right there. That's actually the perfect zone. Boom. Yeah, something like that. So if we can close above this, we might see that follow through. We might actually see that follow through here. Is het boek alweer beschikbaar? Ja, je kan hem nu downloaden. The link is in the description. Yes. Okay. All right, guys. Let me know if you guys have any questions here. This is the overall breakdown for now here. All right. What will I do if price breaks the lows? Okay. Am I willing to short gold here today? Well, to be honest, gold has been coming up so much. You can actually see that we are holding above the zone on the 4-hour. If we break the lows, which I actually see now being smaller, look at this, super strong reaction. Still a lot of trap sellers right now are trying to step in here. To me, this is actually more bullish than bearish right now, especially if we can close above the 73 on the hourly in 25 minutes. I'll mark out a new zone and I will put a limit order. But on the 50-minute, it looks a bit clearer, okay? We want to at least close above the 80, preferably above the 86, but that's a bit too high in my opinion here. That makes the risk to reward ratio not as effective. So I'm willing to take some risk in case we can break above this high. Yeah, and see if we can trade some continuation again. I mean, we pulled back during the open. Now we're reacting. We are seeing that we're tapping into higher time frame support right here on the 4-hour, the 1-hour, the 15-minute. Now we need to get an internal lower time frame break of structure, pretty much. Okay. Yeah, that is the one. That is the one we're looking for, and we're actually trying to spike above it. This 50-minute closure will be in about 9 minutes or something, right? So that's the first step, and then the hourly closure is the second step. And the more closures you have, the better the confirmation will be. That is what I've noticed here. Okay, you see a lot of selling, but you also see a lot of buyers step in here. Look at that large seller, 211 contracts at around the 4768 in a single order. That is a lot of selling. The price is pushing higher, so these sellers are now stuck. That big seller that stepped in here is now in drawdown right there. Okay, at the same time, a lot of buyers came in as well. Let's see if we can actually now close above that freaking level, man. And then we'll see. I'm not receiving the ebook when I register my email. Okay, interesting. It should be working right now. It should be working. Let me know if it is working, guys. Let me know if you guys can see it being downloaded right now at the moment. That would be nice. Just want to have the confirmation here. I think it is working, geez. It should be working. If not, try a different email. I got it. Okay. Okay, amazing, G's. Fantastic. That is good news. Then you guys have some work to do in the weekends. Yeah. Have some work to do in the weekends here. Okay. So what is my goal? My goal here on this stream, G's, is that we are building this. We're building this right now. Okay. We are now at episode 17 of this gold series that we're launching. Okay. We have been streaming almost every day for the past 17, the past 3 weeks. Okay. My goal is to become the #1 live trading community in this industry, to take back some ground. Okay. We've been there before. We can do this again. We can do this again, but much better this time. Okay. We're here to learn together. We're here to give you guys the insights, the juice, some order flow, right? Some things that you might find very, very interesting. Bring you guys the good vibes, and hopefully also some really good free education. Okay. Because of course, you know, we can have, I can be the clown. I can be the clown. I can be a huge clown on the stream if I want to. And I can gain a lot of views with that. Not gonna lie. I can be a fucking clown. And be the best streamer from a view standpoint. Or we can become the best streamer, the big streamer, with real freaking information. The real juice, the real sauce. Okay? So that is a goal that I'm working towards too. And hopefully my consistency and your commitment will drive us towards that point. I think it's a matter of time. That's my personal opinion. I really believe so. Okay, especially when looking at the current status here. Really looking forward to see what we can achieve as a group here. Okay, the chat has been amazing. You guys have been absolutely amazing. I'm so happy to be here consistently with you guys right now. So yeah, man. Appreciate this. All right. Anyways, guys, if you guys appreciate everything that we're doing here, then please don't forget to smash that like button. It helps the channel grow. That's the only thing that you have to do. Just to smash up that like. We are now at 200 likes. We can get to 400 in my opinion right now. Like, it's like, you know, we can get to 400 if you want to, easily. Right now with your support, that's the only thing I'm asking for, because it helps the channel grow. This is how we're going to get there. That's how the YouTube business works. Look at that rejection on the 15-minute here. This is why that candle, that confirmation was so important, right? So important. Because New York could easily be the manipulation session today. And this is why these confirmations are so freaking important. Because if he closed above this, I think he would have continued higher. But now, look at that rejection here. Last minute, right? Sellers took control here. We tapped into this and new sellers stepped in here. Okay? So people are selling aggressively right now at this moment. And I can guarantee you the euro is struggling too. Probably. All right, let's see the euro. Yes, the euro is also slowing down right now in that resistance as well. So yeah, this is what we're seeing right now on gold. Gold is showing us a bit of a, pullback here. So the only way I would long right now is with the right confirmation here, okay? If this is going to be the absolute manipulation session, I'm not really willing to short it, to be honest. Because of the overall bullish momentum of the day here. Don't really want to go against the trend today. So if that's the case, like I said at the beginning of the stream, I'll keep it a bit of a shorter stream today, okay? It's Wednesday as well. It's the midweek. And according to my data and months of data, the Wednesdays are my least profitable days in general, okay? That's just from a personal standpoint the case. And it's usually because of the midweek accumulation or distribution, not the expansion, okay? But it also depends on the volume. But yeah, we might turn the ties here with the actual order flow as well here right now, okay? Candle closes are so important, man. That's what I realized. Not always, right? Not when we're tapping into these major zones and we have limit orders set. But if we're looking at breakouts right here, okay, and we're trading the breakout, yes, for me, it's just proven in the order flow for me personally that a candle closure is a must-have, because the amount of times I see price pushing higher, right here, okay, price is pushing higher, and then the last true 3 minutes of the 50-minute candle, boom, we reverse. We reverse. and you're stuck in your trade right at the top. It's the worst case scenario here. Yeah. Yeah, look at the seller stepping in. By the way, guys, if you guys are interested in using the XA charts as well, I have my gold workspace. I can actually export this workspace right here. Boom. And then if you message me on IG or something, right, you can actually, I'll send it to you, yeah? I'll send you the workspace. I've probably spent around, and I'm not joking, 10 hours to 12 hours to set up all the configurations in this thing. To have it perfect. The settings, the tick sizes, the, of course, the right contracts, the actual coloring, right, of these candles to make it perfect for me. So I see things very clear, right? So the more visually appealing an order flow chart is, in my opinion, the better it is to track what's actually happening here. Right? And it took me a long time to figure out what works the best for my eyes. What can my brain absorb quickly? This is the issue with these order flow charts. At the beginning, you just get a really ugly chart and you don't know how to configure things properly. Yeah. Yeah, so if you can close above that the 78, then that's a good start, right? Especially if the hourly candle actually closes above this too. The 4 hour is in support. That's what we're seeing right now. Look at this huge red box. We are in support. We're reacting from the box. This is on the 4 hour time frame. On the 1 hour, we are also in that support zone right here. It's the same box. We are now building in a lot of selling here. A lot of guys are stepping in market short, aggressive short, but price is not really pushing down right now. Matter of fact, if you see this, okay, and you close the candle green, bro, that is one of, in my opinion, the most bullish confirmations. You close the candle green in a in a lot of selling, where a lot of selling happened in that exact candle, but the candle itself closed green. That shows a large absorption of sellers is taking place. Boom. Wow, look at that. Boom. That would be so insane. Look at that volume. Look at that volume. We still haven't closed above it, right? Don't get me wrong, but we haven't closed above it. So it's got to be the hourly closure, for sure. The 50-minute failed to close above the 78 here. Huge wick. Huge wick. Can I explain how the closure itself is important? Well, if you are seeing that sellers are here in control and buyers are stepping in, and buyers are trying to push into that resistance, and then last minute, right, the candle flips and sellers step back in, take back that control. It shows that sellers are still protecting their level, right, and their area of interest right now. So if you can take that out with a lot of volume, then it's usually not a fake out. Okay? Guys, if you have a problem, find the book. It's going to be in the promotion part of your email. Yeah, it could be. So check out your junk box, your promotion box, or whatever. This might be, that might be true. So be aware of this if you download the book here. Okay? Yeah, a lot of resistance still. Look at that, right? Don't really want to be sitting in longs right now yet. Trump, il presidente, what is he saying? Don't tell me that Trump is back. Don't tell me that Mr. Trumpy is back in the game. What did he say? I don't see it. The retail sales, la la la. I don't see it in the events. Usually it pops up here if it's very important, but I might miss out on something. Okay. Trump, Iran's new regime president has just asked the United States of America for a ceasefire. Oil is pushing up a bit. Is this a manipulation day today, guys? This is what I'm saying. I might keep the session short today. It's a manipulation day and we push down. I might keep it short today. Okay? But I will set limit orders below. Lower if that's the case here. It's going to be straight up. I'm not going to let you guys wait for a really long time today if that's the case. Sometimes we're going to have a bit shorter streams as well, right? There's nothing wrong with this as well. We have been streaming every day for the past weeks. We will continue doing that. But, you know, we just have to be realistic here. Is there a trade day today or no trade day today, whatever? If it's a bit too risky today, right, I'll stay out and we'll do a full breakdown and analysis and we go over it. But right now, let's just see if we can still close above the 80, the 47.80. That's what we want, right? We want to close above this blue line. Mariana says, who believe him anymore? Yeah, totally right. It's too much up and down in terms of the news. It's very hard to see and confirm it. Yeah, but the question is not, do people believe it? It's always like, you never know, right? You never freaking know. You never know. There's a lot of back and forth communication. Apparently, even that is not sure. But yeah, we'll see. It's not our problem. Our problem is to focus on the closures. The closure above the 470.75 on the hourly. And if we manage to break down, we break down. Yeah, then we have a long way to go. Not joking. We'll probably drop down all the way back to where we came from. Okay? And that's where I will definitely be buying, by the way, if that's the case. If we can get back there. I'm not joking. If we can get back there all the way, then I will be setting a limit order. And then Asia can actually buy. And actually, to be honest, to be really honest, okay, if the New York drops, I would actually not be disappointed. Okay? And I'll tell you why. Because if the New York drops here, and we drop aggressively in New York session, okay, then usually we'll see a bounce in Asia. And a clean bounce in Asia. And that's usually the better opportunity. Also, by the way, it's the pullback in New York for the continuation of the trend in Asia. This is exactly what we have been seeing over the last couple of of weeks here, okay? But I hope you can see how important this 15-minute reaction was, or closure was, above that high in order for us to stay and remain bullish here. Because this is clearly, right, that resistance that gave us the confirmation that I wanted to wait for a closure above this for me to say, hey, now I am bullish on gold. I look for the continuation to the upside right there. And guess what? We couldn't break it. We couldn't break it, okay? We couldn't break and close above this resistance right here. So therefore, no buys, no long signal. Yeah. We are still holding above our major support. This is on the 15-minute. We're still holding above this zone. But the trade will be above this high. If I'm looking to go long, then that's the high I'm looking for. That's the breakout. I hope this makes sense right there. If you drop down, yeah, then it's just the consolidation, the manipulation, and then the expansion here. Okay. This you can find on page number 47. Right, the consolidation, the manipulation during New York, and then the expansion. And then guess what we're targeting potentially, right? Things like the London lows, the Asian lows, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, but I prefer to wait for a pullback and then buy, do my macro analysis, and then place my limit order, and just giving you guys the full breakdown, because I've been really crushing it with these limit orders when price pulls back to decent levels. Really nailing it. Yeah, definitely can see the selling pressure still. I don't see many buyers stepping in now. Definitely more selling than buying. Cool, Murphy. I've learned so much from you, man. Almost up 1K on a tiny personal account. Amazing. How much did you start it with? That's awesome, bro. Congratulations. That's really good. All right, Gis, I'm gonna make a quick story, okay? If you guys can help me out and spam something in the chat, I don't care what you say. I need to make a story, guys. We need to go global. I need to post more on Instagram. I haven't been posting on my IG too much about the extreme. We have an amazing epic stream with you guys here, consistently learning, going through all the sessions here, which is really awesome. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Lorenzo, why are you not promoting any prop firms? Haven't been really focusing on anything now at the moment. I will do in the future. I think I will in the future. I think I will have some discount codes in the future. But for now, I haven't been focusing on any of that right now at the moment. Just me, you trading. And a free book. That's it. Me, you trading and a free book. 5-minute breaking. A lot of selling in this candle here. Damn, this was 8:45. We have more news when? In around, what, 49 minutes, yeah? Okay, well, I'm probably not going to see this. Yo, Lorenzo, haven't been here for a while. How is your boxing career going? To be honest, man, I stopped boxing after a long time. I do it for fun now, just you know, to stay in shape. But I actually have been focusing more on the gym right now. I've been surfing a lot more now, or at least I started picking up some surfing again, which is amazing. I surfed with my son today. It was very, very nice, actually. You can see this right here. I was actually surfing with my son today. It was really awesome. I actually really enjoyed this. Right there. Super nice. Look at that. Yeah. Surfing during the day. Streaming at night. Yeah, man. So anyways, in terms of boxing, yeah, I got an injury. I have some issues with my lower back, man. I have some issues with my lower back. I don't know what it is. Man, my lower back is absolutely freaking hurting all the time. I had some massages and stuff. I need to go to like some physiotherapy or something. Because it's getting really nasty now. It's getting really bad. Also from the gym and stuff, right? I gained a lot of muscle. A lot of weight, a lot of muscle right now. I'm right now 95 kilos. I don't know how much that is in pounds, 95 kilos. But that's around 210 pounds, right? So I gained like at least 20 pounds, 10 kilos. And after that, my lower back, I don't know what it is, man. It starts freaking hurting a little bit. I noticed it even with surfing today as well. So I need to do something about that. But anyways, yeah. For now, no boxing, at least not serious. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm sitting for freaking hours watching gold with you guys. And of course the Ace session as well. So that's sitting also, man. That's true. That is true. I do some stretching and stuff, but like, it's not enough. Never you are a father. Yes, I am, my friend. I am. Your boy is, you know, your boy is working. Or has been working. You know what I mean? Okay. Yeah, a lot of selling. That's it. No closure. This is a perfect example, guys, of a fake out. Right? You see a bounce here. You know how many people are trying to buy here without the confirmation. And then boom, it breaks down and it goes for the lows right around there. I can see sometimes the setup, but it's not a setup that I'm willing to trade though, right? And sometimes people don't really get that, right? People say like, oh, why don't you, if you know it's gonna go there, if you know it's gonna happen, why don't you trade it? And yeah, sometimes I know it's gonna go there, but I don't follow my rules, I don't follow my system. I have a profitable system that is proven to me. And I know exactly what I'm looking for. And you know, these limit orders for me have been absolutely killing it overall, okay? So I just need to keep doing that. I just need to keep freaking doing that and not distract myself with what is going to happen now? What is going to happen in 5 minutes, in 10 minutes, in 20 minutes? So sometimes I see a setup that I know that I recognize, but I don't trade because, you know, I follow my own system and I want to be disciplined enough to keep following that because I know that if I just do that and only that over time, I'll make money, right? And that's in the end what matters. Lorenzo, hi. Reports come out really strong for the dollar. Yeah, the dollar is looking much better. Also, oil is looking better. The dollar is definitely reacting very well. The euro is also dropping right now as well. And is facing resistance here. So there is no reason to buy gold right now. And also not to buy it now in the hope that we reverse higher. I think if this is the case, we are indeed likely to drop a bit further. I mean, if you want to short it, you can short it, right? It's up to you to decide because you're going to find resistance here. It's completely up to you to decide if you want to do this. But yeah, especially if you close below the 43. But I can guarantee you this is not looking good for gold right now. We have a lot of resistance here. I'm going to mark this out already. right there. That hourly candle closure closed really bearish. Do you see this now, this zone? And how it got supported by this zone. This is a lot of resistance for gold. It's a lot of resistance for gold right now. Yeah, the 4 hour is still in that support, but yeah. If gold drops further, okay, then the question is, where would you buy, right? What is the best level for you to buy gold right there, okay? And what I would be looking for is the 25. That is one level, which is actually around here, or which is a step lower on the 4 hour. It's very, very clear. It's the 06. Okay, so it's actually much lower. And you think, why all the way down there? Now, this is, in my opinion, the highest probability zone for gold. Okay, if I'm looking for a bounce, I do believe truly that if gold can snap in there, that there is a big chance we're gonna at least pull back to the highs, which is probably at least like a 500 pip move to the upside right here. Okay, and that's exactly how I've been trading it every time, and also today. You could see that I took a long here at the bottom after the pullback, and I saw this level beforehand. One confirmation, and we spiked up also around 1,000 pips. I think I closed it at around 800. 650, sorry, 650. So yeah, that will be a really high probability zone here. I'm just gonna look for you guys right now. Is it worth it to, in a macro uptrend right here, sorry, an intraday trend right here, to be looking to short the gold right now? Well, then we have to pay attention to what happens here. Oh, go the camera. Okay, 1 second. It's just too hot here, G. Sorry, it's just too freaking hot. One second. I need to close the door. Yes, that should fix it. Okay. Yeah, anyways, gold is in that resistance right here, right now, right here on the hourly. You have that closure below here. This is bearish. You're going to face a lot of resistance right here. If you want to short it, okay, then this is what you could do. I'm just saying. This is kind of shorting territory, all right? And then the stop loss should be at the 75. And then the target should be, in my opinion, the 06 with a break-even point at 25. So short, stop loss, break-even point, and then target. That is just a suggestion. That's not what I'm going to do, because I have a clear system. I'm looking to buy, limit, lower, and which is actually something that I'm willing to do here right now. Let me actually set it up. I'm actually going to put it there, and I will explain then the full thought process behind it. What? What do you mean I cannot trade this? Wait. Why would this not work? Let me give me 1 second. Is this a trade-ovate issue or what? Okay, let's see if it works now. Is the contract expired already? No way, right? There's no chance. There we go. Okay, 76. Right there, okay? Yeah, 7706. This is just the setup I'm going to do. I'm going to go through the whole explanation of this right here around the 4-hour time frame in case we get there, okay? The 76. We are still at support right now, okay? We are still at some support right here at the point of control as well. What would be for me a safe long setup, okay? Because people are still wondering, okay, when would you long and when would you short? When would you actually look for the breakout longs or when would you look for buy limits? Well, number one, I have a buy limit already set at the 4706. The reason why we'll go over it in a second. This has to do with the pullback on the dollar. The dollar is finding some support as well. We are finding major support around this area right here for gold regardless. And we will be on the void as well here. We will be at the value high. And we will also have a major order flow level right here sitting at the 4606, which has been working really well here. Look at this beautiful reaction there yesterday as well. But that's one way, okay? The other way would be the lower time frame breakout, okay? And that is the break and closure above the 80, okay? The 47680, so 4780, sorry. Okay, at least a closure, maybe even 85, but I prefer the 80 at least. I think that should give us enough confirmation. So at least getting a closure above this area, okay? Right here, let me just mark this out. Okay, so one scenario I will be looking for is the pullback to the 4706 and then the potential continuation play right there, okay? I know for a fact this is going to be a major level. Also when the euro will find support here. The euro has a couple of very important levels still to work with. This is one level right here. The euro has another level sitting below at the 163. If gold drops and the euro drops, we'll most likely get towards that point, okay? The 4706. And this is where I feel very comfortable with actually longing, okay? That's just a buy limit that I'm going to set regardless right here, okay? So on the 15-minute or the 1-hour time frame, I can actually set this right here. I will put my stop loss then at the 490, okay? So I will put my stop loss at the 490, right around there, okay? So my entry will be at 4706 and my stop loss will be at 490. Let me actually see what the risk is. Only 15 points, 3 contracts. Now I can increase my lot size then. My contract size a little bit more. Right there. Okay, buy limit 4706. There we go. And then a sell stop at yeah, let's say the 90. Let's just say the 90 to make it even right here. I think this makes sense. Right there, it's right below that 4-hour zone. Okay. Sometimes you go through this when you tap into this as well here. I do expect some support right there. Okay. So this is a buy limit and a sell stop, pretty much something like this here. I will see what it is on the spot chart as well. And then I will target at least this area, okay, where the most resistance was, or where the most resistance is actually right now, which is roughly speaking on the hourly. If this actually decides to come down here, we'll find the biggest resistance at the 67, okay? So it will be something like that, okay? Something in this range I'm gonna look for. Right around this area, right there, okay? If price pulls back, that's just one scenario, guys. Just so you are fully aware of this. This is just one scenario that I will be looking for right here, okay? That pullback into that level, and then a potential bounce from that level. Sell stop below the actual range itself, all right? And it's actually supported by a lot of aggressive sellers before. There are a lot of sellers here at this level which failed to push price down, which happens a lot, right? Price comes down, and then a lot of sellers are entering at the potential scenario where they think it's gonna break it. Yeah, they are impatient. They're not willing to look for the break or the closure below. They are willing to take the risk, right? They see price dropping. They think, oh, gold is manipulating. This is the high. We're manipulating. We're gonna break and take out the lows and come down. And then a lot of selling happens here, and then boom, sellers are getting absorbed and price pushes higher. That over time tends to turn into support, and that is what we can actually see in the order flow chart very well on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so that is a level that I'm willing to look for. At the same time, if we would get down there towards our zone, our area of interest, that also then means that we will be undervalued against the dollar, and you can actually see how important it has been in the past. Right here, undervalued, we're bottoming out, undervalued right here. This was the exact bottom, undervalued right here. This was the exact bottom, okay? Undervalued, we are forming a range. We're not breaking down, but we're forming a range. We're also not pushing up, but we're forming a range. Right here is similar. You at least short-term stall, okay? That's kind of the plan I will make. This is the bottom, right here. This is the bottom, right? So you constantly see that these bottoms are getting formed when you get towards these over or undervaluations right there. So I can see already that that could be an amazing area, okay? It's pretty much gold right here, undervalued against the dollar right there, an order flow confirmation, and a major area of support where a lot of sellers stepped in aggressively, okay? Does this make sense, guys, so far? I don't see a reason yet in pullbacks to keep shorting gold when we have been pushing up so aggressively, so strong. If we're gonna get invalidated, we're gonna get invalidated, okay? But at least once we're invalidated, we get a lot better understanding of the steps after this, and if there is then a chance of follow through from there, okay? But for now, I wanna continue to trade the trend, continue to trade the continuation right here, okay? Now, for people who are asking, why is this not gold? This is gold, but this is gold on the futures chart. Let me look on the spot chart for you as well here, so we can actually see the same levels, right? We can kind of compare what the exact levels are gonna be, roughly speaking. Okay, let's see what it is right around here. So these are, you could say, yeah, pretty much this zone. Yeah, pretty much this zone. Right there. Okay? So let's say it's roughly speaking, I need to guess, it's something around the 4675. Okay? The 4675. And the stop loss at 4660. Okay? And you think, oh, that's 150 pip stop. Yeah, true. But the target, the target itself, right? That's the whole point I'm trying to make, is around 650 pips, right? That's the key difference. It's still 4-to-1 risk to reward ratio here that we're looking at right now, in case price gets to that point right around there, okay? So that's kind of the gold spot chart, similar price as well. If price pulls back, right around this area right here, okay? Price pulls back, potentially look for the reaction right there. This is just one scenario that I'm willing to look at right there at the moment, okay? I hope this makes sense from that perspective. I just want to give you guys the update here. Now, what about a breakout? What if gold, because this is probably your question, what if gold continues to go higher from here, okay? What is then the actual trade itself and the confirmation around that here, okay? So let's figure this out first on futures, and then we'll do the same thing on spot as well, okay? So number one, if price continues to go higher, we need to break resistance right now we have created in the short term, okay? Now, if you look here at the order flow chart right now at the moment, we can actually see very clearly that in the last 2 hourly candles, a lot of sellers stepped in. We closed below it, okay? We closed below the 7-hour candle, the 7 a.m. candle right here. And you can actually see that there is a lot of selling there. A lot of selling there, okay? So what needs to happen, in my opinion, is you need to close an hourly candle back above these sellers. What does that mean? That means that these sellers right there are now trapped, are now stuck in their position here, right? It induced more sellers to stay active, to get into the market. If we can close above the 4780, then that's a very, very good sign. So that's in essence above this high here, okay? On the hourly time frame. That will be the ideal case scenario, okay? Now, if you want to take the aggressive route, which you can do if you want to, there is also a level in between this, right around there, okay? But I do believe that the 4780 on the 1 hour will give you the best confirmation, okay? Because sellers step in here, they are trying to break price down, they are failing to do so, buyers re-enter the market, this hourly candle or the next hourly candle closes above these sellers, then I feel that there is a continuation play possible. The question then is, if that's the case, your question then is, what is the target? What is the potential scenario, okay? So what does it look like on the hourly time frame? Well, that is the 4753. Sorry, the 4753 and an hourly candle closure above this, okay? What I will then do, if that's the case, I will place a limit order back at the 4775, which is slightly below that. So the 4775, which is pretty much at the 475, 4748, you could actually say, okay? On the spot chart right here. So 4748, if we can close above that right there, okay, I'm gonna set a limit order there, and I'm gonna look for the continuation to the upside, okay? That is the confirmation around there. And then I'm gonna place my stop loss at the 4742. The 4742, which is actually at the lows, I think, correct? Yeah, pretty much the lows right now of that candle right around here, okay? So that is gonna be at 4715, okay? That will be my potential stop loss here. So it will be my long position on the retest, so only a limit order. My stop loss there, below. And then the question is, yeah, but isn't that again a big stop loss? Yes, but hey, watch me. Let's talk about the target first, okay? Because the target is the most important. And we can easily get there if we continue to go higher, okay? And that is the 4850. This is where all these sellers stepped in here. We know how important this is. Every time we get into these boxes right there, we reject. Look at that right here. Perfect rejection, okay? Box, we reject right here, okay? So take that very, very serious. This is another box that we're gonna see. There's a lot of volume traded between the 4850 and the 491, okay? So let's go over the futures chart first. Mark out the exact same thing, and then I'll target the spot target as well here. And giving you guys the two scenarios that I'm willing to trade right around there. Okay, so that is the 4-5. Let me just mark this out for you guys here. The 4850 to the 4850 to the 491. Right there, the 4850 to the 491. Okay, there we go. That is the target, okay? That is a major zone that we have to pay attention to right here. Roughly speaking, right, another relatively big push here of around 700 points, 700 pips right here, okay? So it will be pumped in like this, stop loss below that, and then I will target that. So it's a bit of a lower risk reward setup, but also with pretty high conviction in my opinion here. What do I prefer, okay? What do I prefer? I prefer price to come down towards our buy limit, obviously. If we come down here, we're undervalued against the dollar, and there is, in my opinion, a much bigger chance that if we're undervalued against the dollar, that we will bounce, right? The higher scenario that we will bounce here. This is possible, okay? It is possible that we do something like this, and we continue to go up higher. Okay, I'm just saying. So if it's 48550 on the futures chart as a target, then it's probably gonna be the 49, sorry. The 49. 1 second, we are now at the 4760. We're now at 4734, so that's a 25 point difference, so it's 25. 4825 right here. Yeah? Yeah, makes sense. The 4825. Okay? That is the exact setup right here. This will be in limit order. One more time, okay? So a limit order at 4748 with a stop loss at the 4715, okay? Target 482625. If we break out and close an hourly candle above, and this is very important, above the 4752, okay? The 4752. If we pull back, then I'm willing to trade the bounce, okay? At least a bounce, because even if we would come down bearish, I expect to bounce around here to create a lower high and then break down, right? Which causes a head and shoulders pattern pretty much, right? That is kind of your head and shoulders, your reversal pattern, if that's the case. But at least I'd be willing to try to long here to see where it can take me, right? And if we can get into that bounce, then we'll see along the way if price has that follow through. But then we already have the potential chance of managing our trade better, okay? The valuation comes in very handy. And of course, the higher time frame order flow around this level as well here, okay? So the conclusion is I hope that we pull back. And I actually prefer this because that will be an undervaluation. It will give me a larger risk to reward setup with a tighter stop loss and much more clarity as well here. But the breakout is something that I am, you cannot neglect this, or you cannot completely forget about that during the market condition we're currently in on gold right here, okay? Does this make sense, guys? Let me know in the chat, please. I hope this makes sense to you guys here. Your question is why not trading the pullback? Yeah, in a large accumulation and a large, strong trend for gold here, I like to simply trade with the trend and not too much against the trend here. I feel that shorting is really forced. There's a lot of absorption. There's a lot of selling happening. Sellers are failing in many instances right now in the market as well here. So I'm trying to avoid the shorting and wait patiently for the long continuation plays instead, okay? These are my potential scenarios here. Are you sure about the stop loss and the buy limit? Yes, well, yes, I am, because on the hourly time frame or the 4 hour right here, it is right below the box. That's where I put my stops, and I give it actually a little bit more space. If you really want to take it safe, play it safe, you can also put it at the 85, okay? That is the ultimate, in my opinion, the safety trigger. That is also an opportunity you could do. You're still trading a 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio. I leave this up to you, okay? That is up to you to decide here. But shorting is, in my opinion, a bit too tricky right now during this exact, market condition right here, okay? So gold is very bullish, guys. There's nothing to say about this right now. The dollar is indeed breaking and looking weaker. And we could already see that even though we pulled back, we are still losing its momentum right now, okay? The dollar is coming down here. Major support will be probably much lower around there, or maybe even there at the 98.9. That is still a relatively long way to go here, taking out these lows right there. And as well, the euro will potentially go for a break a bit higher towards this area, okay? So therefore, I do think that we could be looking at an area here, okay, of interest for a potential bounce. And that is kind of the reasoning behind it here from that perspective here. The target is very clear. The entries are also very clear to me. If we close a daily candle above the previous daily highs, okay, the previous daily highs, so we have to mark out our previous daily highs right here. Let's do this together as well. So you guys have also marked this out on your chart as well here. I think it's very important because you want to know where you close this daily candle today, okay? And that is the previous daily highs, or the daily, the previous daily highs, right? Yeah, right around there, okay? If we can close a daily candle above this level, all right, a daily candle above this high, right there, I'm gonna mark out the big fat green line, right there, the 4718 on futures, and then let's also mark this out here. Okay. Put it here. That is the 4687. If we can close the daily candle today above that level, then I think we have something very, very good for large consolidation, potentially still for gold here, because that means we will break and close above these highs right there. And then if we pull back towards the 4650, okay, which is, by the way, the next zone, if this one fails, there is another level, which is actually sitting right around there, okay? Don't really want to talk about this now, but that's another level to think about in case price breaks down here. But that means we could potentially hold and maintain its intraday trend very, very well, okay? Is that clear for you guys today? All right. Like I said, I'm not going to keep the streams too long today. I already said this beforehand. Today we'll keep it very short, an hour and a half. Usually it's around a 3-hour stream. But it's the Wednesday for me. It's a very important date for me to observe. This is why I just wanted to give you guys a quick market breakdown of 2 scenarios, 2 setups that I'm willing to take here. I have already placed my buy limit at the 4706. And in case we break out, we'll see if I can look for a consolidation play as well here. Okay? I hope this makes sense, my friends. Let me know what you guys think in the chat here. I'm going to read the chat right now. Philippe Guzato, welcome to the channel, man. Hope you're doing well. We'll be here every day for the next coming months. Absolutely crush it. Absolutely freaking go. All right. Let's see. Let's see. What is your time setting in TradingView, UTC or UTC 7? It's actually UTC 8. Because I'm in Singapore area or time zone, but it should be at least at New York. That's usually what I'm looking forward to, okay? Rexels is hi from Dubai. Diary says, makes great sense, amazing. Timbo, thank you. Machola Omar, good analysis. Geodra, $2,000 today. Crazy. Okay. Amazing, guys. All right. Let me put on some music. All right. Keeping it a bit shorter today, guys. All right. Tomorrow will be a longer stream. I promise. All right. Tomorrow is the Thursday. We'll make sure we keep it longer. But I hope this helps with the breakdown and analysis. I wish you a fantastic day. I want you to stay focused. I don't want you to overtrade. I want you to be following your system. And I want you to be very strict with your rules. Make up the rules for yourself. Write them down. It's the only way you can improve if you collect data, my friends. Data. If you collect the data, you're one step forward every single week, every single month, every single quarter. You become smarter. You become wiser. You start knowing exactly what works, what doesn't work for you. Okay? This is why we're doing what we're doing here also on the streams. We're following a very clear system. Okay? We do have some in-between fuck-ups. Not gonna lie, I'm a human. It's part of the game. I make mistakes all the time. But that's part of the journey as well here. Okay? Thank you, guys. Looking forward to see you later. I appreciate you all. And one more time, you can now download the book right here for free. Okay? No strings attached. I removed a lot of things within it as well here. It's completely free. There is nothing here that could get you off guard here. It's all in there. You fill in your email. I'll put it one more time in the description. If you want to learn about the order flow, not the order flow, the volume profile, the macro, and everything that we're looking at right here on a daily basis, it's very helpful. I look at this all the time, and this is the only way I look at my setups right here. Okay? I have my levels marked out. Then I look into the order flow for confirmation. But the levels are still there. And it's a very interesting thing to maybe go through also in the weekend. It's a lot of content, but why not? It's a book. It's a real book. It's not just a 3-pager or a promo. No, it's a real freaking book. Okay? That's all I can say right here. All right, guys? Much love, my G's. I appreciate you all. You guys are the best. And I'll see you tomorrow for a longer stream. Once again. Cheers. guys.